Great. Well, hi everyone. A warm welcome to Teachers Research Online 2021. This conference from me, from Asla. Asla, would you like to say hi?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. You're all welcome. We're very happy to be with you today. This event is going to wrap up International Teacher Research Festival 2021. Shall I talk about the program of events, Richard?
Yeah, that'd be great. Asla, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I would like to just a second. Okay. So a lot of screens are open right now. I want to give you an overview of what we have been doing, and because this year has been a very productive year in terms of teacher research, despite all the odds, despite COVID and its dark days, as Richard calls them. So this year, let's take a look at the events in retrospect. So I'll scroll down a bit. We started with the Teacher Research Festival with classroom-based Electronic Village online sessions. And we had guest talks by very important, prominent speakers. And then we had a couple of meetings in which we were able to listen to teacher research as a hopeful response to COVID-19. And we listened to stories of research from Nepal, from Brazil, from Sierra Leone. And if you go to this link, let me copy and paste it and put the link in chat. Here it is. You will be able to access all of these, presentations and videos. And then there was South to South Teacher Research Conference. And we listened to our colleagues from South India. And finally, today, we're going to listen to 114 teacher researchers from 15 countries, ranging from Morocco, Uzbekistan, Nigeria, Philippines, Turkey, Argentina, to Cameroon, Mexico, Brazil, Peru, Nepal, Iraq, Oman, Israel, to India. And all these teacher researchers have been mentored by nearly 34 mentees who have been guided by Richard. So at this point, I would like to leave the floor to you, Richard.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you very much, Asla. Yeah, I will talk a little bit in a minute about how we got to this stage of this conference with so many mentors and presenters. But this event is an event of the IATEFL. IATEFL is a big teacher association, of course, research special interest group. And I'd just like to introduce and to welcome Ernesto Vargas, and he's going to just talk a little bit about the research SIG, which is our organizer of the conference. Over to you, Ernesto.
Thank you very much, Richard. Well, on behalf of the committee members of the IATEFL Research Special Interest Group, I am pleased to welcome you all to the Teacher Research Online Conference, which is the final event in the International Festival of Teacher Research in ELT 2021. For those of you who do not know, the Research SIG is a special group within IATEFL that gathers a community of teachers, researchers, students, and educators interested in and involved in English language teacher research conducted by teachers for their benefit and that of their students. As such, we are especially pleased and honored to have you all today gathered together, in which is likely to represent, I believe, the largest teacher research conference ever organized, with at least 500 delegates registered to attend the event. However, beyond the numbers, at the Research SIG, we are also happy because we think that we all are living a special moment for the teaching profession, not only because of the global pandemic, of course, but because of the ownership processes that teachers and students have initiated concerning their own teaching and learning journeys around the world, and most notably in the Global South. These processes of taking ownership are expressed in part not only through the gradual self-validation of their own pedagogies, as opposed to the historical reproduction of top-down methodologies, but also through the teachers' exploration and the concomitant generation of knowledge of their own teaching and learning practices in what constitutes a research process conducted by them on their own terms and for their own benefit. Today, in this event, we will have the opportunity to hear and discuss the teacher research work of 32 mentors and 112 English teachers from 12 countries in what is a clear expression of these processes of teacher ownership, and also an expression of the special moment that we are living today within and for the profession. At the IATEFL Research SIG, then, we are honored to be part of this moment, and I am pleased to announce that having the idea of sustainability in mind, we have decided to organize our own pre-conference event for the IATEFL annual conference precisely around the topic of teacher research for and the Global South. This event will take place on April the 30th, 2022. We will announce the details shortly, including the call for participation. But in the meantime, let me welcome you all again and wish you a great conference and most definitely a great day. Thank you. Over to you, Richard.
Thank you, Ernesto. And as Ernesto pointed out, this conference is taking place at a very particular point in history. We all are aware of course, the pandemic and the difficulties that it is bringing us. But we have seen hopeful signs too of teachers getting together across the world through the internet. And Asla has been talking about the International Festival of Teacher Research in ELT, which Asla and I thought we would want to set up in 2021 as a way to bring some kind of hope, in some sense, to teachers, and to have a goal. This goal of this conference, this December 10th and 11th conference, has always been in our minds as something to work towards. And we've had mentors working towards this goal very hard with small groups of teachers around the world since about April or May, or even sometimes earlier, meeting them monthly. They have been meeting with their teachers, and we have been meeting online monthly to support the mentors towards this conference. So Teachers Research Online 2021 has this very particular historical moment, but we do think and hope that it will enable teachers around the world to present their research, their findings, into the future as well. So this is a kind of experiment, really, with seeing if we can have a conference like this, which brings teachers together to talk about their own classrooms, their own research. But let me talk a little bit, though, about the background to this concept of teachers' research with an exclamation mark, because it's not the first teachers' research conference at all. In fact, the first event we had, called Teachers' Research with exclamation mark, was in 2014 in the UK. We've had a conference then in Turkey, in Izmir, 2015. In 2016, we had a conference in Chile and one in Istanbul in Turkey. In 2017 in Buenos Aires in Argentina and Istanbul in Turkey. And 2018, we had one in Istanbul and in Turkey again. And there's a very special kind of ethos or philosophy behind this conference. The title, to start with, it's meant to show the idea that teachers can and do research. This is not just academics in universities who do research, but that teachers researching their own classrooms is a very valid practical thing that teachers can do to understand and improve their situations. So it's research done by teachers to benefit their own understanding and their own students' learning. and that this kind of research doesn't have to fit with academic norms. Of course, it's also an encouragement to teachers to think about doing research into their classrooms. And I hope that the presentations today and tomorrow might inspire some of you to engage in this kind of practice. The basic philosophy is to put of the conference is to put teachers at the center stage, not academics, but teachers themselves, and to give as much space and as much voice for teachers themselves. So that's why we have very short poster presentations. And very quickly, we get into groups, small groups around the posters. Now, in a physical conference, you can imagine, maybe, we do that with posters on the walls. And then we say, right, so the presentation is just a taster for going and then to interact with the presenter. And finally, everyone comes together again at the end. So we spent a long time, Asna and I and others in the Research SIG committee, thinking, how can we recreate that very interactive and very participant-centered philosophy in an online conference? And what we've come up with is the kind of structuring of this event, where we are going now to go to different rooms. There are 3 rooms. You have the link in your program. You choose which room to go to. You're going to hear 3 or 4 minutes, short presentations from a group of teachers who have had the same mentor usually, or sometimes there are 2 different mentors with 2 different groups in the same room. You're going to hear that for about 20 or 30 minutes. Listen carefully, because then you're going to be invited to go into a breakout room in Zoom. And that's where it's over to you as participants to ask questions, to give comments to the presenter. So they're not going to give you a presentation in the small room. They're going to wait for your questions and wait for your comments. All the time, you can be looking at your program and clicking on the title of that teacher's presentation to see their poster. So they're not going to share it in the breakout room on the screen. We want it to be as interactive as possible. So that's why we encourage you to click on the program to see the poster as you talk with the presenter. And then you'll be invited to come back together at the end to have a roundup discussion. That's the structure of each session. So we hope it will be interactive and fun and enjoyable. And I think we'll stop there and just say welcome, very warm welcome. I hope you enjoy the conference from all of us, and go to the next room. I'll see you soon.
Exactly.
Right.
Bye-bye, everybody. So let's meet in rooms, in different rooms. You can go to the rooms by clicking on the program. See you in a bit.